Hello, this is Thomas, K4SWL. If you're new here, I like to do real-time, real-life amateur radio field activation videos. Today, I am at the Zebulon Vance Historic Birth Site here near Weaverville, North Carolina. If you've watched many of my videos, you've seen me activate this site before. And today I came out, actually, while it looks beautiful right now, the sun's out and it's really pretty. We've had showers run by all morning long out here, and they have a great covered picnic area at this site that I like using. And today's been a weird day. First of all, when I woke up this morning, I had no idea I'd be out doing an activation today. I was supposed to take my car in to have recall service done on it at the dealership. And because of that, the car was going to be there all day long. I was going to get a loaner car. I removed all the valuables out of my car per their request. I didn't leave any radios or anything in there. And I just had my one backpack that I brought with me. And the dealership's a good 45 minutes from my home, and I had other things to do in town. So I was just basically going to spend the entire day out today with a loaner car and running errands and doing things. But there was a good sort of 2-hour gap of time in there where I knew that I would have just a little free time. And this morning it hit me that I could probably fit in an activation. So in my backpack I packed just my very minimal gear that I take with me. Normally in my car I always have like a little HF system set up in there so I can go activate whenever I want to. But because I'd removed all that and removed all the antennas, I only have this backpack. And in it I have my Elecraft KX2 and my Elecraft AX1 antenna. That's it. Now this site is kind of, if you can see it from this, I don't know if you can see it from this video or not, it's in a bit of a bowl. This is in a valley, in the Reams Creek Valley here. And there are ridge lines and mountains all around it. So it is really in a proper little bowl here. And I found that when I've come out here before, if you've seen my videos, I usually use this dead tree right here, and I'll throw a line up in it and do a really nice long wire antenna of some sort, or some kind of large aperture antenna, and it performs very well doing that. I have found when I've used smaller, more compromised antennas here, they just don't do as well. So here I am with the Elecraft AX1, which is the most compromised antenna I own. But you know, I have no expectations of actually accomplishing an activation today in terms of it being a valid activation. I'm just coming out here to play radio in the spare time that I have. And if I don't have a valid activation at the end of it, I am perfectly fine with that. Maybe I'll get to hunt a couple stations, maybe I'll work a couple stations. I have no clue what propagation's like, but I don't expect it to be good. And here's the other thing too. I am using, you can't tell, but I'm using my action camera. I didn't bring my tripod or anything with me, so my action camera has just a little small tripod on it. And I'm hoping I can set all this up to where you can see what I'm doing. But I thought I'd actually go through and do the full setup. I'm using, probably haven't seen this pack before, you know I'm a pack geek. This is a Tom Ben Synapse 25, I think is the full model number of it. This is made by Tom Ben in Washington State. I really love their stuff. And this is kind of like my little urban pack that I like using if I'm going into cities and stuff like that. I like to use it. I'll pull out my full kit here. Whoops, trying to do this with one hand. Here we go. So this is my entire kit right here. The Elecraft KX1 and my AX1 antenna. And it's kind of interesting because the AX1, though I don't show it a lot in my videos, I have done a few videos with this. I actually take it with me on a lot of activations, especially SOTA activations if I'm using the KX2, because it's a great spare antenna, frankly. And so I like using it when I can do it. But anyway, let's see if I can get this set up to where I can show you how I set this up. So first of all, let's get out the KX2, pull it out here. That little tripod. Now, actually, the battery in this, I believe, is nice and charged. Let's hope it is. And I'll go ahead and put my paddles on here. These are the KX PD2 paddles. I'm sorry the lighting's not that great, but I moved back a little bit because I didn't want to be right up against the edge of the picnic area, because probably the guy's going to come over here with his mower in a second and mow around this, and I didn't want to be right up against it. Okay, now we'll get the AX1 antenna out, and everybody asks me about this pack. This is a Maxpedition. Oh, I hate to think. I can't remember if I know the model number of it or not, but I think it's called the maybe the Fatty organizer pouch. And I really like it. I actually keep my own logbook for the AX1 antenna in here, along with my own pen, and I love this pen too. If I can remember to, I'll try to throw a link to it here, but my wife got this for me, I think, for Christmas or something, and I love that pen. This is actually very easy to set up. This pouch, though, holds everything really nicely, and lots of people have asked me about it because it is just so effective. Let me put my glasses on here in the background. Sorry, this is not one of the better videos I've made because, frankly, I just wasn't set up to do this today. I wasn't planning to make a video at all. So I have the 40-meter extension, and we're going to use that today, because I think I'm going to start on 40 meters. It's not quite. It's still probably about, what's about 9:40 in the morning right now. Okay, and let's go over here to the little switch, and I'm going to turn the switch to, I think it's the 20-meter position down here. And then I have my little stand. No, this is not the stand, this is the tripod bit. Here is the stand for the antenna. I could do this a lot faster, by the way, if I wanted to. But I'm not in a hurry today. Let's see here. I'm taking my time. Someone just asked me this morning if I could show more putting together my antennas and that sort of thing, so that's sort of what I'm doing here. I can't remember, does it clamp here? I think it clamps here. We'll find out. It's actually pretty easy to set up, to be honest, and yeah, not difficult at all. You have to have a counterpoise to go along with this, and this is my 33-foot counterpoise that I'll use because I'm going to be on 40 meters. And this is the longer counterpoise. Now the counterpoise doesn't actually attach to the antenna, it attaches to the radio. And you'll notice I put this in a figure-8 winding, and I do that so it doesn't tangle when, hypothetically, when I pull it out. Let's give this a go here and see. So what I do is I attach it to this point on my radio. There's actually a bare spot here. I stick it in and close it up. Whoops, did I go too far? I'm not allowing that to, there we go. I wasn't allowing that to actually kick in there. Okay, that's in there nice and tight. So let me go take this counterpoise. Now I'm going to lay it down inside here, inside. This is another thing too. I'm actually operating under a roof. Okay, the counterpoise is out. So basically the counterpoise comes out here, and I've just got it on the ground. I'll probably stretch that out a little bit here in a second. And now I simply attach this to the side of the radio, and then I adjust the little stand, which actually it's not too bad right now. I just adjust the stand, make sure it's on there nice and tight. And then I attach the final portion, which is the whip, which fits, which fits on top of here. I'm gonna go ahead and do that. You won't see it on the camera as I do this, but I'll back up and you can look at it after I'm done with it here. There's not much to it, to be honest. This is kind of a very simple antenna to set up. There we go. So you can see now the whip. This is not a tall whip, so this is not going to be a very efficient antenna on 40 meters. I would say in a case like this, probably the counterpoise has so much to do with its operation. But yeah, but I've used it before and it's worked, so I'm hoping it'll do it again today. Let's see here. I can set all this up. I haven't got anything in my logbook yet or anything like that. Let's see, I'm gonna make a note here. Push this back a little further. This is what you pay for with a YouTube channel that has no ads. Very low quality. You pay for what you get, right? But I don't know, this is real. Like if you were out here with me, this is how we'd set up everything. So let's see, Zebulon Vance. And I've got to look up the park number. Now, fortunately, I've got just a wee bit of internet service here, so I should be able to, with any luck, here we go. Okay, so it's K6856. K6856. And today is the 20th of September, 2021. And I'm going to start on the 40 meter band, hopefully. CW. I'll be at 5 watts. This antenna can take the full, actually can take, I think, over what the KX2 and KX3 can put out natively. But I can't remember, I can't quote what that's supposed to be. Now I'll open up the Hammers app and start a little log here. Go to the logbook, and then what I'll do is enter in my call sign at K-6856 hyphen 2021-0920. Now, by doing this, when I export it, it'll actually export with the proper file name. Now, sometimes I've noticed, like just now, I selected Parks on the Air, but it didn't do it at first. It went right back to generic, and that's messed me up in the past when I've done this, but I found sometimes you have to do it twice for some reason. Okay, so what I'll do is start down here. I'll just put the band as 40 meters. I don't know what frequency I'll be on yet. Power will be 5 watts. The mode will be CW. And my park number is K-6856. And then I'll go back up here. I don't know if you actually have to put in the megahertz and the frequency, because the logs actually don't ask for it when you submit the logs through POTA. So we'll see here. Let's fire this up, and with fingers crossed, maybe I'll be able to tune this guy up. I don't hear anybody on frequency. Oh, I've got the antenna tuner in bypass mode. I need to move that back to ATU mode auto. And now say ATU. It has to work to do this. I got a 1-to-1 match, not bad. Okay. Okie doke. So, since I know the frequency, I'll go ahead and put it in here. It's in megahertz, so put 7.063. And I'll prepare this so that I can go ahead and start putting in call signs. That, with the hope that I'll actually be able to get somebody here. Okay. And what I'll do is try to go to the POTA website. You know what? I've already got spotted by the reverse beacon network with a 10 dB, not bad. Okay, we'll just see what we can do here. I always keep my expectations in check with this antenna though. Don't think this antenna is the end-all be-all. I hope you can hear this okay. You know, I'll try to do this. I want you to be able to see the key and my logbook and everything at the same time. Well, I'm acting all hopeful. You never know with this little antenna what you can do or not do. It has surprised me in the past, I will say that. I have had people ask me before about just using the AX1 antenna with the KX2 and saying, hey, that's my whole shack, I don't need another antenna with me. But I would say that you really do need to carry with you a larger aperture, a long wire antenna. A wire antenna will usually outperform this antenna. You know, like an NFAT half wave or something like that, or a little dot. Okay. Keep in mind, I am operating 5 watts. Now, I could push 10 watts and it'd sound a lot better, but my goal this year is to only do 5 watts for my first 10 contacts in any part. That's not bad. Wisconsin. So I'm here in Western North Carolina. That's a nice hop. It's nice to have regulars in here. Okay. Okay, got it. Great to have you in the logs here. Sorry, just missed that. A tuner up, or I'll wait for them to leave. Maybe. For all those of you OCD here, I'll go ahead and put the numbers in. Okay. Okay. Right. Pennsylvania. All right. Always good to have you in the logs. Alpha Delta 8. I'm not using your key today because I'm using the KX2. am I going to call CQ now? Whew, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh my goodness. This thing's making a liar out of me. I was trying to explain how compromised antennas, you've got to keep your expectations in check, and every single time I use this AX1 antenna, it thumbs its nose at me by being a really good antenna. I have a valid activation. That is insane. This thing makes a liar out of me. Okay, so I swear, okay, to be honest, like normally I wouldn't expect this kind of performance. But it's great when it happens. And I say that, but like, I think the other 2 or 3 videos I've done with this antenna, it's performed beautifully. Times like this, it makes me wonder, why in the world do I even bother taking out other antennas when this seems to do just as good a job? But obviously, the propagation today must not be completely in the dumps, right? If it were really, really poor, with 5 watts, I don't think I'd be doing so well. So basically, okay, there's somebody there. Maybe they'll hear me again. Sorry, I can't get this at a better angle. My tripod's only, it's like it's a desktop deal. I'll play around here a little bit longer, and I may actually do single sideband with this because I do have some internet coverage, so I can spot myself. I really hope that this audio is okay. The speaker on the KX2 is not bad. It's better, I think, than the KX3, but not super loud. Okay. I hope I got that call right. I'm going to go back and listen to that again once I've got this video. I'll have to put this video on my computer because I'm shooting it with the action camera, so I'll go back and listen to make sure I got that right. I feel like I may have missed a character or something there. Okay. So I'm doing too many things here in the background you can't see, which is I'm on my phone and I just sent a message to my buddy telling him where I was here. Man, I hope I got his call sign right. I'm doing too many things at once. If you know me, you know I have kind of like not a multitasking sort of mindset with things. I like to do just one thing at a time, but doing this kind of forces me to multitask, which I'm not very good at doing. I'm going to break out the microphone here soon. In fact, I'll go ahead and pull this out. I'll do one more call. And then we'll make this 40 meters SSB. Okay. First thing I'm going to do, okay, so this antenna probably needs to be retuned anytime you're moving around the band. I suspect that it just needs that. I'm going to go in here and change my mode to SSB in my log. And I may just up my power output to 10 watts. I consider 10 watts to be QRP with single sideband. If you look at a lot of QRP contests, they consider 10 watts to be. Oh, someone's on there right now, I hear. Okay, let's see. So we'll look and see if anybody is on this frequency. No, there's hardly anybody on here right now. Okay. Is this frequency in use? Come on, match it, match it. Yes.
W6SFG testing.
Okay, well, I'll let you go ahead and test. It can be challenging finding free frequency sometimes. Is this frequency in use? This is Kilo 4, Sierra Whiskey Lima. Okay. Now I'm going to respot myself. Okay, so what I'll do is press. Ooh, I don't have my monitor up. This is calling CQ. I'll change my frequency to 7193. and get in here and spot myself, hopefully. Let's see if this takes. Sometimes it doesn't. Yay, it did. Okay, good. That is actually calling CQ for me right now. 0.193. I just need to turn up the monitor. How do I do that? I have to remember.
CQ POTA, CQ POTA, CQ POTA. This is Kilo 4 Sierra Whiskey Lima calling CQ for Parks on the Air and the portable operators.
No, that's not what I want to do. That's the reason I should check that, right? Let's redo this. CQ POTA, CQ POTA. This is Kilo 4 Sierra Whiskey Lima calling CQ for Parks on the Air. Let's see how that works now.
CQ POTA, CQ POTA. This is Kilo 4 Sierra Whiskey Lima calling CQ for Parks on the Air.
November Charlie 4 X-ray Lima portable.
Whoops, sorry. November Charlie 4 X-ray Lima portable. You got a great signal about 5x9 here at park number 6856 QSL.
Roger, this is even going to surprise you. I got the 5 and 90. You're 5 and 5. 5 and 5, and I'm in North Carolina. I'm in North Carolina too, up here in Fayetteville. Over.
Roger, Roger. That's not bad at all. Yeah. I'm actually running 10 watts with my Elecraft AX2 and the AX1 portable antenna here near Weaverville, North Carolina. So very pleased that I'm making it across the state. Hey, thanks so much, and 7-3s. Have a great day.
Roger, I'll get you spotted, and you just keep on going. Appreciate it.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate it. And 7-3s.
73's NC Parks out.
QRZ, this is Kilo 4 Sierra Whiskey Lima for Parks on the Air. QRZ?
Kilo November 4 Oscar Kilo.
Kilo November 4 Oscar Kilo. Great signal. You're 5x9 here at park number 6856 QSL.
QSL, good morning there, Thomas. You're 5'7", 57 in Alabama, Roger.
Roger, Roger on that 5x7 in Alabama. I appreciate the signal report, and I appreciate the call from Alabama this morning. I'm just operating 10 watts with a little tiny AX1 antenna, so just having a little fun here. Hey, 7-3s, and you have yourself a wonderful day.
Roger, 73.
I've got to get this in my call log here real quick.
Kilo Echo 8 Papa Hotel Juliet.
Okay. Okay, the Kilo Echo 8 station, go ahead.
Kilo Echo 8 Papa Hotel Juliet. You are 5757 into Southern Ohio.
Roger, Roger. Kilo Echo 8 Papa Hotel Juliet. Great to hear you. Yeah, you've got a great signal, probably about a 5x7 here into Western North Carolina at park number 6856 QSL.
Could you repeat my signal report? I had some jerk come in.
Roger, Roger. You're 5x7, 5x7 QSL.
QSL.
Hey, 7-3s, my friend. Have a great day.
I'm on vacation this week, so just buzz off. But yet he's on the radio talking.
I don't know.
Kilo 9 India Charlie Papa. India Charlie Papa.
Kilo 9 India Charlie Papa. You've got a 5x9 signal here at park number 6856 QSL.
Roger, Roger. 4-4 Indiana. I've got you 4-4 Indiana. Roger.
Roger, Roger on that 4x4 in Indiana. Thank you so much for the contact, my friend. Have a wonderful day.
All right. Thank you much. K9ICP clear.
QRZ, this is Kilo 4 Sierra Whiskey Lima for Parks on the Air. Okay, I need to take a quick break here and do my logging. So I'll have it.
CQ POTA, CQ POTA. This is Kilo 4 Sierra Whiskey Lima calling CQ for Parks on the Air. CQ POTA, CQ POTA. This is Kilo 4 Sierra Whiskey Lima calling CQ for Parks on the Air.
This is what I don't like about logging on a little tiny phone.
CQ POTA. This
key.
4 Sierra Whiskey Lima calling CQ for Parks on the Air. CQ POTA, this is Kilo 4 Sierra Whiskey Lima calling CQ for Parks on the Air. CQ POTA.
Okay, there we go.
4 Sierra Whiskey Lima calling CQ for Parks on the Air.
I have caught up with everybody, I think.
CQ POTA.
So I've got 17 logged.
Sierra Whiskey Lima calling CQ for Parks on the Air.
And by the way, if you ever hear someone out there troll, I couldn't hear really what the other guy was doing who was interrupting. I just keep going, and people can call me or whatever, but I do not acknowledge trolls. I don't engage them. I don't acknowledge them. That just encourages them to do more and more. And sometimes they'll think that I can't hear them, and so they'll just kind of stop because they're not getting the pleasure of irritating you.
CQ POTA, this is Kilo 4 Sierra Whiskey Lima calling CQ for Parks on the Air. CQ POTA, this is Kilo 4 Sierra Whiskey Lima calling CQ for Parks on the Air. CQ POTA, this is Kilo 4 Sierra Whiskey Lima calling CQ for Parks on the Air. CQ POTA.
It's a little insane what you can do with an antenna this small. I mean, this right here is really the magic of radio. Is that Kilo 3 Echo Foxtrot Sugar?
QSL, you're 4-4 Pennsylvania.
Roger, Roger on the 4x4 in Pennsylvania. I appreciate the contact, my friend. You're about a 5x8 here at Park 6856. QSL?
QSL, thanks for the part.
7-3. 7-3 is my friend. QRZ, this is Kilo 4 Sierra Whiskey Lima for Parks on the Air. I'm logging him here on the side.
CQ POTA, this is Kilo 4 Sierra Whiskey Lima calling CQ for Parks on the Air. CQ POTA, this is Kilo 4 Sierra Whiskey Lima calling CQ for Parks on the Air.
CQ POTA, this is Kilo 4 Sierra Whiskey Lima calling CQ from park number 6856 here in Western North Carolina, calling CQ for Parks on the Air.
CQ POTA, this is Kilo 4 Sierra Whiskey Lima calling CQ for Parks on the Air. CQ POTA, this is Kilo
I'll just keep
4
doing this,
Sierra
actually,
Whiskey Lima calling CQ for Parks on the Air.
well, I can tell I've got some battery here in my camera. So the AX1 antenna, I can't remember if I said this earlier or not. It's actually an antenna I take out a lot as a spare, right? So if I go on a SOTA activation, this is my spare antenna. So if I go up to the top of a mountain and there are no trees or something and I have no other choice, I can always pull this antenna out and on the ground operate this radio and it'll work fine. And I'll be able to get my 4 needed for a SOTA activation, I'm sure. So it works out pretty well, and it's so compact you just can't beat it. By the way, to stop the voice messaging, I just have to press the PTT button or my key or something to stop it, to interrupt it. I'm so used to using CW now that I don't think about it. We may move up to the 20-meter band here in a little bit.
CQ POTA, this is Kilo 4 Sierra Whiskey Lima calling CQ for Parks on the Air.
Here's a cool thing you can do with the Hammers app. You can look at how well you've kind of gotten out. So, so my buddy Mike can't hear me today. He just said, not a peep on any mode.
CQ POTA, this is Kilo 4, Sierra Whiskey Lima calling CQ for Park.
It's not bad. Okay, well.
CQ POTA, this is Kilo 4, Sierra Whiskey Lima calling CQ for Parks on the Air. CQ POTA, this is Kilo 4, Sierra Whiskey Lima
Man,
calling
it is
CQ for
nice
Parks on
out
the
here.
Air.
I see the clouds starting to move in again, though. I'm glad. I thought about bringing my TX500 out with me today, but the truth is, I don't plan to operate just in full-on rain with the TX500. It's just, it is weatherproof. But the great thing is, if it's marginal and I'm out doing a summit activation, then yeah, I'm going to pick the TX500 because it's very effective at doing that. Like if I get caught out in the rain or something. Let's see, I'm gonna turn this down. So that's where the TX500, excuse me, that's where the TX500 comes in really handy. But at the end of the day, I don't want to sit out in the rain and operate. Like, it's not my favorite thing to do. So it's, when I got a chance to use a covered area, then that's what I'll end up doing. And to be honest, I just wanted to pack away this guy today. I really wasn't sure I'd be able to make this activation, but my day just flipped upside down, and so it ended up opening up a couple of hours to play a little radio. We're going to move up to 20 meters now, I think. Okay, this is Kilo 4 Sierra Whiskey Lima. I'm going to QSY to the 20 meter band. Now, I may just try to keep doing single sideband. Let's see here. And I'll probably hunt here in a little bit. I just completely forgot about that. Oh, I have to change around things. What am I thinking? I have to take this extension off. You can't see this, but what I'm doing is removing this extension, this 40 meter extension. I don't need that for the 20 meter band. And there we go. Let's lay this down right here. I'll stick the whip back in here. And then, let's see, I'll move up here to 14 300s. Let's see, 313 maybe? There you go. Try to move this down a little bit here. Okay, I'm definitely not staying there on all that noise. Is this frequency in use? Now you can see the SWR went way up, and I only moved a few kilohertz, but that's the nature of these antennas like this. There you go, 0.2. So 20 meters, single sideband. Let's assume that I can hop on here, 14.328. Let's go ahead and start calling CQ. Well, let me ask if the frequency's in use. Is this frequency in use? This is Kilo 4 Sierra Whiskey Lima. So I'll have my, you know what I'll do is turn this down a little bit. Let's turn it down to 1 there. Okay, let's see, I've got it set up for 20 meters now on the Hammers app. And let me go over to my PODA app and change the frequency to 14328. So I go over here and in comments I'll put SSB. And spot myself, hopefully. Come on, take. Let's see if it takes. Okay, no, it didn't take yet. 14328, is that right? 14328. Sometimes the PODA site just will not take your spot. There we go. Took it that time.
This is Kilo 4, Sierra Whiskey Lima calling CQ for Parks on the Air. CQ-PODA, this is Kilo 4, Sierra Whiskey Lima calling CQ for Parks on the Air. CQ-PODA, this is Kilo 4, Sierra Whiskey Lima calling CQ for Parks on the Air.
Okay. Sorry, in the background here, I am actually doing stuff. So, okay. I'd like to get some 20-meter contact today. That's probably asking a lot because this is a little early for 20 meters. We'll try single sideband a little bit, then I'll go for some CW on 20, and then I'll call it a day, frankly.
This is Kilo 4, Sierra Whiskey Lima calling CQ for Parks on the Air. CQ-PODA, this is Kilo 4, Sierra Whiskey Lima calling CQ for Parks on the Air.
I posted something yesterday along with my report from, I think it was Lake Norman. I had somebody contact me and they were just really upset because they had purchased an antenna and watched a video, I don't even know who the YouTuber was, that was just blasting the antenna saying it was nothing but a dummy load. And they were having some serious buyer's remorse. And I said, you know, and this is how I feel about it. I'm not an expert. I am not a ham radio expert. I never will claim to be. I just use stuff. I try it, see if it works. If it works, great. I always feel like the proof is in the pudding. The antenna that they had purchased, I have used multiple times, and I've operated QRP-DX with it. So I know it works. And he had also found a video or a blog entry or something of somebody blasting the radio he chose, which was the FT818. And again, that's one of my favorite portable radios. I love it. And just don't pay attention to people who claim to be experts. And a lot of these people never actually use. In fact, I asked him if the person that had blasted the antenna he bought showed it in operation. He said, no, he never showed the antenna. He just not even totally positive he owned the antenna. He was just talking about the design. And I said, I mean, you know, how can you criticize something you've never even used before? I've certainly used it, and it works great for me. I mean, that's just the nature of things, though. Never let somebody tell you how well something will work when you can just try it yourself, if you have an opportunity to do that. If you already own something, use it and try it. If there's an issue, then you can contact the manufacturer, but I was trying to decide if I was hearing somebody in there, but I can't.
Sierra Whiskey Lima calling CQ for Parks on the Air. CQ-PODA, this is Kilo 4, Sierra Whiskey Lima calling CQ for Parks on the Air.
I can't quite tell if that's maybe somebody really faint in there, or if it's a conversation. Let's see. Some of those static crashes you're hearing are coming from thunderstorms somewhere, probably. Okay, I'm hearing that 14 megahertz is dead here, is what my buddy Mike's telling me right now. That can vary by latitude, and he's a little higher, or he's north of me. Okay, I'll call CQ here a little bit, then I'll move down to 20 meters CW, and we'll see what we can get. CQ POTA, this is my final call for CQ for Parks on the Air on 20 meters. Okay, nothing heard. This is Kilo 4 Sierra Whiskey Lima. I'm going to QSY down to the CW portion of the 20 meter band. Okay. I'll leave it here for a second while I shake up the logs here. I think I hear something there. This thing tunes so quickly. $14,058. Okay, let's just... That's QRL, which means, is anyone on this frequency? I'll just go ahead and start calling CQ, and we'll see if the reverse beacon network can pick me up. Sorry. Okay. Now, I bet you if I had hung around long enough on the single sideband, I would pick up somebody, but frankly, my camera is probably down to about a third of its battery, so let's see if we can maybe hit somebody on 20 meter CW, even though the band is kind of stinky right now. Now let's look and see if maybe the RBN will pick me up. Not yet. And I sent a note to my buddy Mike, letting him know where I am, but I probably can't hear him on 20 meters here. Yeah, the RBN isn't picking me up yet. I'll give it just a little bit longer, then I'll respot myself manually. But that's not a good sign for 20 meters, for sure. And I actually think this antenna, oddly enough, is more efficient on 20 meters than it is on 40 meters. I did it again. I tried to respot myself here on the POTA website, but it just didn't take the first go. There we go. It took that time. I love the POTA website, and people ask me all the time, what's the POTA app you're using? Well, it's not an app, it's just the website that I'm using on my phone, and it sizes up really nicely. But I have to admit, there are some issues with that website. Really kind of niggly things like this. Like sometimes you enter your activation details and it just doesn't take it. It'll say authorization failed. I'll go back and log out, log back in. Sometimes it'll still do it, and I may have to go back out, log back out again, log in again, and like third time's the charm. In the field, I find that like probably only 60% of the time that I enter my spot information, it actually takes. And I don't know if it has to do with an internet connectivity thing where it needs a solid connection during that or what. But I can't really complain because this is all volunteer stuff, and some of the POTA volunteers are just amazing. Okay, so got Massachusetts on 20 meters. That's nice. We'll just sit here and see what we can get. You check the battery level. It's hanging in there. I have been on here for a while. Of course, I did show the entire antenna setup. This is the one antenna you can kind of set up while you're just sitting down. There's not a lot to do other than make that little counterpoise line go out. That's about it. Yeah, Mike is telling me on text message that 20 meters is not in good shape again. So that's the reason why 40 was doing okay this morning. But with the way conditions are right now with propagation, things will be nice and then they'll be really not nice in just very short order. And you have to be prepared for that. Oh, and some people have commented about audio on the KX2 sounding a little distorted sometimes. That has more to do with the fact that I've cranked up the volume all the way to do the video. When I'm listening with headphones or under normal circumstances, it's not bad at all. But I'll have it cranked way up and then a strong person comes in and it just blasts away the speaker when I do that. Ooh. Oh, I can't go down that far. There's somebody on 60 meters right now. In Quebec, I'd like to work. Victor Echo 2, Golf Tango, but I can't do that on this antenna. But I do have some people down the 40 meter band I could probably work. I may hunt some people. I gotta look at the time here and think about it for a second. I've got quite a bit of running around to do yet. Oh, and there's somebody here from, Mike Whiskey, Zero Whiskey, Bravo Golf. Yeah. I love seeing more UK and European stations on and Central American stations doing Parks on the Air. Excuse me. Yeah, and actually it's VE2, so it's a Quebec station that actually logged me on the Reverse Beacon network here. Yeah, I'm pleased with that. Yeah, I've got 19 contacts, so those of you with OCD will be telling me, go get 20. I had somebody joke about OCD because I had left off one time, and they said it was bothering them. Maybe it was Jay, I can't remember who it was now, and I thought that was kind of funny. I do like to have my times filled in on my log sheet, but it's kind of funny since I got 2 logs going, I don't feel like I have to. Whoops, I did miss one here. No, I didn't. Okay. Man, this is really nice, though. It's nice being out at the park all on my own. Nobody bugging me. The weather's even cooperating. I really expected it to be rainy. I'll do this a couple more times, and maybe what I'll do is go down and hunt some stations on 40 meters. Yeah, I'm going to try it. Maybe. No, someone here is saying last call. Ah, here we go. 7207. Yeah, I'm going to try this. I'll call QRT. I messed up my call sign, but I don't think anybody's listening anyway. So let's go back down to, let's see if we can hear Victor Echo 2 Golf Tango on 7207. If I can't hear him, he'll never be able to hear me. Oh wait, I've got to put on the extension again. This is the one thing about this antenna is, it requires these coils to be put in place, but man, it's nice to have this luxury of working 40 meters with such a wee little antenna. There we go. Yeah, I'm not hearing him. So there's no way he's going to hear me. I can try to tune it, but I don't think it's going to make much of a difference. No. Can't hear him. Let's see if there's anybody else here on 40 meters. Single sideband. 7280. 7280. Let's try that. So what I do with this antenna, I'll go listen. If I can't hear them, I don't bother tuning up. If I can hear them, then I'll move slightly off frequency, tune up, make sure no one's there, and then move back on frequency. But unfortunately, I'm not hearing anything there. And really, there aren't any more stations out here right now. I don't think I can tune to 30 meters with this antenna. I don't believe I can. It seems like that's one band it can't do. Let me try. I don't have the, I don't think it'll find a match. Yeah, it's kind of a high match. The radio probably wouldn't want to do that. 118. But you know what? I can't hear the station that's there anyway. Let's see. Yeah, unfortunately, there are no other 40-meter stations out there right now that I can try to work. So, you know what? I'm going to be happy with this. I'm going to be happy with 19. But here's the thing that blows my mind. If we go back and look at the logs, started at 1351 And so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. In 9 minutes, I had a valid activation with this antenna. And do you know the last time that I was able to validate my activation in 9 minutes? I can't remember when. And I was using bigger antennas, nicer antennas. But for whatever reason, the stars really aligned today and made that possible, and I'm very grateful of that. I even had like a little mini pileup. It's nice getting N0SA here in the logs too. I think I've worked him, that's probably been a few months. But actually I have, and I don't have him with me today because I'm using this. But he has some great little paddles that he makes, or made. I don't know if he still makes them anymore, that I like using. Super nice fellow. And it's great to get all these friends, and it's like a little family reunion every time you do a park activation, actually. And if I look back, now this is kind of interesting. So these are times I've also used my AX1 antenna, because this is my AX1 log book, basically. Yeah, I write it on here, AX1 logs. And I like keeping it here because I just feel like it kind of, you know, shows you what you can do. And you can look here and see where I did, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. See, I got a valid activation that day in, what, 13 minutes? I mean, and then let's see, this day, is it Tuttle? This took a little longer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Not too much longer, 23 minutes for a valid activation on the Blue Ridge Parkway. So by the time I got to 10, it took me, what, 19 minutes? I mean, this is really not bad at all. Now this one, unfortunately, I can't tell because I didn't write my times down. This was because I was probably on the side logging and just didn't put it in when I did that. I mean, really very respectable times most of the time, but you can't always expect it to be that way. When someone asks me, you know, could I just use this as my setup, you know, from here on out, I don't need to buy anything else. You can, yeah, but you're very limited. You're only limited to the bands that this one will do, which is like, what, 40, 20, and 17. It may be able to do more. I need to look up the information on it, but the truth is I only use it on these bands. You know, let me make sure that I can't do this on 30 meters if I switch the thing, the coil switch down here. I don't think it will. It seems like I've done this before, and I could, yeah, no. I could dig through the paperwork and actually keep the paperwork in this pouch. But yeah, you can't really beat this, can you? I mean, setting up and taking down, I mean, I'll only go ahead and include that now. I'll turn off the radio. I love these little paddles. They're not, you know, big ollies or anything, but they get the job done. And they fit in my pack so easily. So it's easy to put them in here. So I have no idea if you're able to see much of anything here. And then I'll take apart the antenna. See, I'll actually move this up a bit, so you can see. And I'll just, well, what I'll do is take off the whip first. And pack that up. And I'll put this in my pack down here. You can't see that, but then I'll take the 40 meter coil off. There's actually more kind of screwing down on that one that you have to do than you'd think you would. Stick this in here. Actually, let me put it right here. And then I'll pull this off. And actually what I like to do is just leave this on the whole time. And then I put it in my bag like this. And there's my entire antenna up without the counterpoise, which I can pull out right now. And then I do this number on it. Let me move this up a little bit so you can see. Yeah, I do this, or I just do a figure 8. I can't do a very big figure 8 with this because I'm trying to fit it in this little poly bag. I mean, I can put up the entire antenna while I'm sitting here. There aren't many antennas you can do that. Most require that you get up and do something. This one does not. And so if you keep this in your your EDC bag, your briefcase, none of this stuff takes up a lot of space. And you can just go out and do a park activation. Or, you know what I like to do too, is just hit a park. And when I've got a little time to kill, and if it's not a, a POTA park or a WWFF park or somehow a summit, I just hunt stuff. And that works out nicely too. I'll put my pencil in here. And my logbook just sits in here like this. And then I'll take the KX2, put it back in my box, in my pack, and the microphone. Now, I wouldn't even have to have the microphone. I could use the built-in mic in the KX2. And normally, actually, in here, I keep a Pactena antenna, but I have it out at the moment. And my entire station is now packed up. There it is. And, one great thing about the AX1 antenna is it's very low impact. I mean, no one can ever, at any site or any park, complain about that setup. Once I did use this at a park where you weren't allowed to really use any kind of antennas. But, I mean, if you sit down at a picnic table with this, you're not in the way of anything. So that works out beautifully. I think this probably would have worked better even if I wasn't under a cover today. So, yeah, I'm very pleased. I didn't take a single photo of any of this. So when I do my field report on qrper.com, which I will link to below, I will put a note in here about this. Just so you know, if you've made it this far in the video, well, first of all, congratulations. And secondly, I always write up field reports for any video, and I link to them below in the description. And in that description, I'll put basically links to everything I use. Like a lot of people on YouTube and bloggers and that sort of thing, if it's an Amazon product, yes, it has an Amazon affiliate link. And a lot of products are only available on Amazon, like some of the pens and things I'm using. I can't find them in other places. But don't ever feel like you have to use my Amazon affiliate links. But if you do, it doesn't cost you anything, and it does give me a little bit of a commission. But I like to link directly to manufacturers if the manufacturer is giving you a pretty good deal on whatever it is, and especially with radio equipment. And so with radio equipment, I have no, other kinds of links involved with it. They just are going directly to the manufacturer. You'll notice I have no ads in my videos. People can give me Patreon support and Coffee Fund support, and links are down below. Don't ever feel like you have to do that. Like I always say, if you're trying to buy your first transceiver or something like that, save it and invest in yourself. Don't worry about me. My content will always be free. I don't put any ads on my videos. I just think for things like this, ads just kind of get in the way, and I'm not a fan of ads. But I don't fault any other YouTubers for using ads. You have to monetize your stuff, but I think that people here have been incredibly generous, and this gives me the opportunity to buy some equipment, to do some travels and things like that, and keep adding to this. What encourages me more than anything else, though, is hearing when you say that I've had a positive impact on your going out in the field and playing radio and learning CW, because I think CW is just an amazing mode for portable operations. I don't think you have to learn it, but I think that when you do learn it, it just opens the world of HF, because with such modest equipment, you can have such huge impact on your signal. And there's just so many cool CW transceivers. I don't even bring out a lot, but I will be soon. I've got a QCX Mini on the way. KN3A had bought one, and I had actually, and I'll tell more about it later, but I bought the QCX Mini as a kit immediately after it came out. I mean, the same day I think they released it. It was shipped to me, and I had it shipped to a family property, and unfortunately it was stolen off their porch. And whoever got it is probably like, they have no idea what they've got, because it's a bunch of parts as a kit. Hans at QRP Labs is kind enough that, I kind of wrote him trying to figure out where the package was, and that's when we realized it was stolen off the porch, because it had been delivered, it was there, and there had been activity in this neighborhood where people had been doing this. So we figured it out. Hans was kind enough to say, hey, I'll just send you another, and don't worry about it. And so I took him up on the offer, but then we waited for a while because, frankly, I haven't had time to build a kit. I've just been too busy. And then when I found out through Scott, KN3A, that that they were offering fully assembled kits, you know, and these QCS minis are so tiny. I went for one of the fully assembled ones, and the reason why is I'm going to write a review for Radcom. And when someone else builds it, I feel like I can comment on the performance. Else, I'm just commenting on the build. And so in this case, I'll actually be talking about the performance of it because it will be factory assembled. And it is a one-band QRP CW transceiver, and I got the 20-meter version with the idea that I can use it for summits on the air. So we'll see how that works out. Anyway, all that to say, thank you so much. It's because of you those things are possible. And if you get a chance this week, go out and play radio in the field. I am personally loving the change of weather as we start to move into the fall. I've had enough heat and humidity, and you'll find me out in the field even more often now that the temperatures are going to start going down here pretty soon. Anyway, thanks again, and 7 threes.